You are listening to the curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com, the final frontier of free speech. One day, fucker.
Do you know what I love?
One day I will get
so enthusiastic. You're listening to the
So we need to make one of those cards for
your
glitz down at the end.
For glitz.
Yeah, I need those.
We need some kids' meals in here.
Oh!
It'll work.
We are very excited to have in studio Mr. Phil Varone. Phil was scheduled a couple months ago, and life got in the way, or I think you were had to go out of town or something.
Shooting.
You're shooting. So we're very happy that he rescheduled and came in. Phil has got a lot of
Penis.
Well, of course, the thing that we're interested in is he's a penis model. How? I told a friend of mine today, you guys all know Baby Daddy that lives in my house, okay? I told him that I was having a penis model on the show. He's like, how do I get that gig, okay?
I modeled, I have my own sex toy line.
Okay.
So I'm not a penis model per se. I just had my penis
molded.
Yes.
To make dildos?
To make dildos, I'm trying to conquer every vagina in the world.
Do you have
if I can't be there.
Tommy Lee penis?
I have girth. You know, I have
and a piercing.
It's pierced. Yeah, it's the first pierced one.
This one studied it.
It's
midnight at night, Friday night. Midnight, my phone rings. I know it's really late, but our guest, do you know that he's done this and this and this? Can we talk about it all?
Excited.
Well, you could Google and see my cock in 3 seconds.
I did.
Yeah. So, but we did it because we were doing this rock and roll kind of bass toy line, and Nick from the Gigolos was the next guy to do it for our Cal Exotic. So we have everything that I have is like rock and roll themed. So I have my penis mold, of course, and then we have I have vibrating drumsticks because so
I know what I could do with that.
And it's a pair of them, so you could put one in each hole.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've spent many years on the road putting drumsticks in women. So now you guys can have your own drumsticks, and they vibrate. They're amazing. And it's a pair. So double the fun.
I'm like, is there money on my debit card that I could order those tonight?
You know, and it's funny is that I should have thought ahead because I'm out of stock. I literally have to call, but I will send you guys product if you guys want to try it out and have some fun.
We will. Oh, there is Phil Varone's penis.
That's the vibrating one, of course. In real life, I do not have a vibrating. So Dr. Feelgood, right?
Dr. Phil. You know what? Him and I belong in the same family. Because
Feelgood.
last week I said I'm not a hoe. I just make men feel good.
Right.
And he makes women.
I am a hoe, and I make women feel good.
See?
So,
we're the same family, Phil, because I'm a hoe too.
Yes, it's good to be a hoe.
I know.
Pays well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I need to rethink my career.
Yeah.
I do direct porn. I'm just saying.
I had an offer last week too. Maybe this is a new.
Well, she was sucking face of the porn star on our show last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What porn star?
Hard Candy.
Yeah.
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 So we have a lot of chubby. You ever do any film any chubby girl porn?
I haven't. No, not yet.
I love the way he said not yet.
Well, because actually, I have a shoot coming up next month.
Okay.
And there is a BBW in that.
See?
Yeah.
BBW porn. Yeah, that's somebody you know.
No, it's a college girl.
Great.
So I'm shooting on a college.
Well, like BBW porn is one of the fastest growing porns in the industry now.
Absolutely.
And the AVNs for the first time this year put the BBWs had a category.
Yeah.
At the AVNs this year for the first
There's
time.
some very hot BBW porn stars out there.
We have seen a lot of them right here.
Because fat bottom girls make the rocking world go round.
That's right.
Hey, listen, I'm equal opportunity. I don't discriminate at all.
That is so my line.
Yeah. I am. To me, I'll try anything. So
twice if you like it, right, Phil?
If I hate it 3 times. So.
Just to be sure.
Yeah.
Now, are all topics open to you? Is there anything you don't want us to bring up?
No, I'm pretty much
okay.
wide
Because
open.
we had seen in one of Toxie's big things that she was texting me about is that you are a proclaimed sex addict.
Yeah, well, I did a show.
Okay.
I did a show, a reality show. Yeah, and basically.
Wasn't that stupid house full of celebrities?
It is.
It's a Dr. Drew show, and it was cast that way, and it's all bullshit.
I love Dr. Drew.
So.
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember the season you were on.
Yeah. It was. I mean,
I'm so excited to say something, but I'll wait.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Say it.
I have a Dr. Drew daddy fetish. I so want
So
him
many-
to fuck the hell out of me.
So many women are just like you. We shot on the beach. They set up this thing where they had these hot people playing volleyball, like that was gonna make us go crazy. And I'm like, I'm sitting on a beach with Amber Smith in a bikini.
Right.
I don't even know if there's anything else around me.
Right.
The producers were so pathetic. It was like the worst show.
Well, and isn't there like such a question about whether sex addiction is a true addiction?
I believe it's true, and the reason why is because I did go to SA meetings. Part of going on the show is you had to go to SA meetings, which
follow up after.
Yeah,
or before?
well, just it's during the show.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
SA is just like AA. I mean, and I heard some pretty sad stories.
I had a friend who went to a couple of meetings because he thought that he was had a problem, and his comment to me is, these people are so tormented by their sex, how it grips them.
Right.
Tell me your feed on that.
Well,
did you have that problem?
Not me personally. Here's the thing. I mean, I was a rock star.
Okay.
I was on the road, and I had girls giving themselves to me every night.
Right.
If I was a regular guy who worked at any office, I would have not slept with 3,000 women. The fact that I had access to 2-3 women a night is why we all do it.
Right.
There isn't a rock star that I know that hasn't slept with less than 2,000 women.
Right.
So
well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're throwing them at. Why not?
Right. But I have zero game. In fact,
zero game.
Yeah. If the only way I get laid is I have to shoot a porn. So I almost feel like it's the only way I'll get laid. But in all honesty, I don't. My agent called me for that show. I went on television.
Right.
That's basically what we did. But as far as sex addiction is concerned, I think that anything can be an addiction if it controls your life. So sex, food, alcohol, drugs, it's the same thing. And the stories that I heard within this SA meetings was that type of thing, where people couldn't have control. If you can't, put the money down, if you have to keep on gambling, or, people were trying to find things to get them off, like traditional sex didn't work. They had to be getting shot at by a pimp, or possibly if they could possibly get a disease from a hooker, so they would use no condoms, like all this weird shit like that. Yeah. It wasn't like I need pussy. I didn't even hear that story, so I kind of felt a little uncomfortable, but it definitely, I realized that I think it truly exists. That there's an issue there, and just because it's not on the books as an actual,
Right, but I guess that makes sense if something's going to control your life that much. So when you were in the thralls of your sexual, rock starness, was yours like, okay, at the end of a show and you had women throwing you at you, but did you have, during the day, did you even worry about sex, or were you one of these guys that jacked off 8 times a day?
I never jacked off 8 times a day.
Are you jacking off now?
Very rarely. It's so weird. It's I can go days, and they go, you know what? Geez, I haven't come in like a week. Maybe I'll unload one. I don't think about it because I'm working a lot, and I like.
Right. And they're not throwing it at you all the time.
and to be honest with you, I'm single, so I have like a booty call. I have like one person that I see here and there. It's nothing like you would think like it's these outrageous sex parties and stuff. It's nothing like that.
Well, we were hoping so we could be invited.
Well, I do shoot that now. When I shoot, I've been in a lifestyle. In all of my relationships, we've been swingers.
Right.
So I shoot a swinger series for Vivid, and those swinger parties they're amazing.
Oh yeah, I used to be a Red Rooster regular, and Toxie here's spent a little time there, but you haven't swung yet. We have to get you there.
Yeah. Yet. I'm retired up on the wall.
Well, I want to be her sister wife.
Yeah.
We got it though, last week. Oh, I'm sorry.
Talking about the swinging lifestyle real fast. I was part of it for a very, very long time. And I honestly believe, and a lot of people don't agree with me or don't believe that I believe this, but being in the lifestyle really helped me be confident with my sexuality as a plus-size woman.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could see that because, one of the things, my ex, and we're still very good friends, but my ex, she was very insecure. And the fact that other men wanted her, and and these you have these groups of people and everybody was kind of into each other, really kind of helped her self-esteem, and again sexually as well. I mean, and then there's the opposite where sometimes we would play with a couple and the guy couldn't get hard because
we just had that conversation about that.
But that's not the girl's fault. It's just it's the guy, and you know, he might be his first situation, like within swinging or seeing his wife with someone. So,
right.
You know, it could go either way.
And men have no control over that body part. We were just talking about that.
No, and I feel bad because, you know, I've been in the lifestyle for about 20 plus years, and I say, like, if I'm coming to your house, you know, we're going to swing, your wife's getting fucked.
Right.
So just get ready for it.
Right.
And then you know, now it's kind of like I could see them like not getting hard, and I'm like, oh Jesus, you know, and you go back to your girl, you know, and I always say, I'm like, I wasted a shower and hair gel for this. Jesus, I could have stayed at home.
When you're swinging two couples, it's like you're 4 people are dating.
Yeah.
Like 4 people have to get along.
Yeah.
And if one person in that 4 doesn't feel right with one of the other 4, then it just blows it.
Yeah, it's a crazy dynamic. I mean, I have a show, you know, my radio show is called The Swing on Vivid Radio, and all the calls we get are about that, about how do you start swinging, or how, you know, what do you do when you meet a couple? And it's kind of like a date.
Yeah.
You go to this date, and then the minute guys start asking, hey, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh, Jesus. You know, like, I don't even want to talk about that stuff. I was like, oh, I shoot porn, and I had my dick molded, you know, and I'm going to put it in your wife in about 30 minutes, you know.
And then tomorrow she's going to like it so much she could go out and buy a copy of it. See, that's what's scary.
And I can actually DP a girl by myself, which is pretty cool. Whoa. Just me and my dildo. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, clever. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick, we have Paul Vato in chat.
Vato! Tell Vato I said hello.
We also have French Mike back in. He hasn't been in a long time. And Tyzone just joined us. Hi, Tyzone. And everybody, I know we're having problems with video, but apparently it's a Ustream issue with... unless you have your phone. Unless you have your phone. No, because I'm actually viewing it straight through the web on my phone, right on Safari. So I'm sorry that Ustream is being dick. But we do have the audio live, so... You know, click on the link in chat.
Well, someplace it's viewing, so some of you can get it. I don't know. Ooh, they're moving my mic around here. Okay, so now your show on Vivid Radio, it's the swing. It's all you talk about swinging all the time.
Yeah, it's Sirius XM 102,
right?
And it's called The Swing. We're on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's 1 hour. I have a co-host who's a swinger. And we just take calls about swinging. Each week, this Thursday, we're going to talk about parties because that's been a big topic.
Swing parties?
Right.
What happened with, as some things I've seen on TV of shows or movies set back in like the 60s, 70s, there used to be a game when all the adults would go to a party and they'd put a key in a bowl.
Yeah.
Have you ever been involved in one of those parties?
And I'll tell you why.
That sounds fun.
Well, here's the problem with most parties. When you go to these parties, unless it's set up where every couple knows each other and wants to have sex with each other, it's a very hard dynamic to do that.
You're right.
So if you put a key in there and you pick and you're like, I'm not screwing him, you know.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. So that's why I don't really go to big clubs so much. You know, I have a shoot coming up at the Green Door here in Las Vegas. We're going to do that. And we have Nina Hartley, who's been in the lifestyle for 20, 30 years. She's going to be hosting it.
Oh, wow.
So we're shooting that for Vivid. And but for the most part, I like the intimate, like at home. We would have, 3, 4 couples come over. They would stay for the weekend.
Right.
And everybody wanted to have sex with everyone. And that was always the best swinging scenario. So you never really feel weird about it.
Do that.
Yeah. So
for a whole weekend, 4 couples that all like each other.
Right.
And we just fucking suck all weekend.
That's all you do. One of the wives is doing dishes. You get up behind her, start banging her. That's what I'm talking about. That's fun at the Varone house.
Or the man's doing dishes and you.
It's like roadhead only. Whatever. It's like chore banging. Is that what it would be? Like
it's
multitasking.
Multitasking.
It's like exercise.
Yeah.
Sex or cleaning.
Vacuuming, fucking, whatever.
So back in the day when I first got involved in the lifestyle, how I got involved was there was a big convention that would come every year here in Las Vegas. I think it's gone to the wayside. I don't think they do it anymore.
The Lifestyles convention?
Yeah, or maybe they just don't do it here anymore.
Actually, what they do, I think they alternate between Reno and Vegas, don't they? Every few years.
We just had we had the AVN Awards here. And there was a lot of swinger parties during that time. So I don't know if there's an actual swinger convention.
No, she's right. It was called the Lifestyles Convention. convention, and it was usually here in July because it was very usually close, backed up to the BBW Bash that's here in town.
Okay.
So we would get overflow from some of those events. And I know they used to go from Reno to Las Vegas every year, but maybe they've
I think it's I think they may have one in New Orleans now, but anyway.
Yeah, there's so many.
Is Vegas home for you, Phil?
Yeah, it is. Okay. I've been here a little over a year now.
Okay.
But there's so many parties. We're on Cassidy.com here. There's Lifestyle Lounge, and there's always parties going on, especially in Las Vegas. There's Hedonism as well. That's big, and that's over in Jamaica, and they do that in March and November. So there's definitely
that like a big swing convention.
Well, it's a gathering.
Okay.
It's you go. It's like a vacation of nakedness, basically, for a week, and that's hedonism in Jamaica. So there's a bunch of stuff, that swingers can do.
Heathenism is what I'm hearing. They're all heathens that get naked over there in Jamaica.
Paul Vato wants to know what kind of hors d'oeuvres are served at a swingers party.
Well, of course, pigs in a blanket. What else? Paul, you pervert. Vato is such
a ton of tarts.
Lots of dipping sauce, I could tell you that.
The Lifestyles convention, it's in Palm Springs.
They've moved
in
it.
Indian Wells. It is July.
Nice.
Yeah, they've moved it then because it was here for a long while.
Yeah, there's a lot of swingers. Naked golf? It's a whole nother...
Swingers golf.
I get it.
Get your golf swing. And,
a whole nother
That's
meaning
got to be wrong ball. I mean, that's got to be kind of...
That doesn't mean they're naked.
Yes, it does.
It's a swingers convention.
Well,
they're not all...
Didn't they just say naked golfing?
If you're...
Was it naked golfing? That could be dangerous.
You have to yell 2 instead of 4. But
I don't think it's naked golf.
One of these cool events that I actually hosted last year, I did with Ron Jeremy. It's called Nudes A Poppin', and and it's this great contest. There's a talent show. It's all this stuff. Everyone's nude. There's a beauty contest, and I hosted it last year, and it's on this great nude camp, if you will, in Indiana, like this little thing, and it's one of the coolest places I've ever been. In fact, I'm buying a place there, like right there, because cool. When you host it, they let people in to watch the event, but then they let everybody out, and only the residents are there. And on Monday, it's Margarita Monday by the pool, so everyone's just hanging out naked, drinking margaritas, having a good time. And to me, nudity like that. Nobody is judging. Nobody knows if someone's rich. Nobody knows anything. Everyone's just naked and hanging out and having a good time. And no one's judging how big your dick is or how big your tits are or how much, you weigh. Or there's none of that. It's just I just found it very kind of exhilarating the first time. And everybody should try it. Is just hang out.
I would love that, I think.
Yeah.
Because I get naked in front of anybody, I don't care.
Yeah.
But to be able to just kind of...
Yes, she does.
What are you viewing over there?
This bitch has got weird control over her stomach.
That's not her stomach. That is not her stomach.
Hold on.
This is a Nudes A Poppin' video.
Nudes A Poppin'.
That I found.
Yeah,
you can't post this because there's a big fat wide vagina right there.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
That's the name of my second book.
Video,
no, I'm
kidding. Big wide fat vagina.
Those are boobies. Wait a minute. Look at that.
Oh yeah, look what she's doing to her stomach. That's...
I will post a link to this on the Curvaceous Bounties page.
Yeah, whoever hasn't seen Nudes A Poppin', it's definitely something to see. We have a blast over there. And they have, great hosts. I hosted John Popper from the Blues Traveler hosted with me.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Jeremy and Sonny Lane, the porn star.
Is he ever going to retire from
I love him.
Industry?
I love him.
I want to meet Ron
He's the greatest. He's the greatest.
Can you get him on the show? I want to get Ron Jeremy on the show.
I would love Ron Jeremy on our show. I remember seeing him years ago in a Fat Girl video with one of the first really big girl porn stars, Taylor, and I remember good old Ron Jeremy. He's being versatile.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
I also seen him on Hoarders a couple of months ago. He had a neighbor who was a hoarder, and they interviewed Ron Jeremy.
Really?
Yes.
It seems Ron's on everything.
It's amazing. You find